This week, critical vulnerabilities have emerged in widely used software, putting millions of users at risk. As hackers exploit these flaws, timely updates become crucial to safeguard personal and organizational data. On December 15, 2025, Apple and Google announced security patches for two zero-day vulnerabilities affecting their operating systems and browsers. These flaws have reportedly been leveraged in targeted attacks, highlighting the urgency for users to install the latest updates. In this video, we'll delve into the most pressing cybersecurity threats of the week, including the latest on the WinRAR exploit, LastPass finds, and emerging phishing techniques. If you find this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. ### recent exploits and vulnerabilities, a timeline of events. As of December 15, 2025, the cybersecurity landscape has seen a surge in critical vulnerabilities across widely used software, prompting urgent responses from major tech companies. Apple and Google have both issued security patches for two zero-day vulnerabilities, CVE-2025-14174 and CVE-2025-43529, which are believed to have been exploited in targeted attacks. These vulnerabilities highlight the risks associated with memory corruption and use after free bugs, allowing attackers to execute arbitrary code through malicious web content. In a separate alarming development, researchers have identified a significant vulnerability in .NET applications, dubbed SOAPWN. This flaw enables remote code execution through HTTP client proxies, exposing many applications to potential exploitation. The unique nature of this vulnerability stems from how .NET's HTTP client proxies handle non-HTTP URLs, creating unforeseen attack vectors that could be leveraged by malicious actors. Meanwhile, the popular file compression tool WinRAR faces its own challenges, as a path traversal vulnerability, CVE-2025-6218, has come under active exploitation by multiple threat actors. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, has included this flaw in its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, underscoring the urgency for federal agencies to implement necessary fixes by the end of the month. React, a widely used JavaScript library, has also fallen victim to exploitation following the disclosure of the React 2 shell vulnerability, CVE-2025-55182. This flaw has led to a rapid increase in attacks, with threat actors deploying various malware strains against unpatched systems. Notably, a China Nexus espionage cluster has been observed using this vulnerability to deliver sophisticated tunneling utilities and backdoors. The espionage landscape is further complicated by the activities of the Hamas-affiliated group WIRT, which has intensified its targeting of government bodies in the Middle East. Since 2018, this group has utilized spear phishing techniques to deploy modular malware, continuing its operations even amidst geopolitical conflicts. In addition to these incidents, the UK Information Commissioner's Office has imposed a fine on LastPass for a data breach that compromised customer information, highlighting the ongoing challenges organizations face in safeguarding sensitive data. The breach resulted from a series of vulnerabilities, including a keylogger attack that exploited a previously known flaw in Plex Media Server. As the cybersecurity landscape evolves, the emergence of new attack vectors and the exploitation of existing vulnerabilities underscore the imperative for organizations and individuals alike to stay vigilant and proactive about their cybersecurity measures. Regular updates and awareness of the latest threats are essential in this rapidly changing environment. In the wake of these recent vulnerabilities, the repercussions extend far beyond individual users and organizations. The broader impact of these security flaws affects sectors that are critical to everyday life, including healthcare, finance, and government. As attackers exploit vulnerabilities in widely used software, critical infrastructure becomes increasingly vulnerable, jeopardizing the safety and security of essential services. For instance, the exploitation of flaws in .NET applications poses significant risks for businesses that rely on these systems for operations. A successful attack could lead to unauthorized access to sensitive data, potentially resulting in financial losses and reputational damage. Similarly, the ongoing assaults on platforms like WinRAR and React highlight the diverse attack vectors that cybercriminals are leveraging, exposing countless organizations to the risk of data breaches and operational disruptions. Moreover, the implications of these vulnerabilities are compounded by the rise of advanced persistent threat (APT) groups, which are known for their sophisticated and targeted attacks. The activities of groups like WIRT and APTC60 demonstrate how nation-state actors are exploiting these flaws to conduct espionage and disrupt governmental functions. This not only threatens national security but also raises concerns about the integrity of sensitive information used in diplomatic and military contexts. As the threat landscape evolves, the urgency for organizations to adopt proactive cybersecurity measures is paramount. Implementing timely updates and patches is crucial, but organizations must also invest in comprehensive security frameworks that prioritize threat detection and response capabilities. This includes educating employees about emerging phishing techniques and ensuring robust multi-factor authentication practices are in place. In summary, the ramifications of these vulnerabilities resonate across various sectors, affecting not just individual users but also the integrity of critical infrastructure and national security. The need for a collective response to bolster cybersecurity measures has never been more pressing, as the consequences of inaction could lead to widespread disruption and loss. In light of the recent surge in cybersecurity threats, it is imperative for individuals and organizations to implement proactive measures to protect themselves. First and foremost, ensure that you are up to date with all software patches. For instance, both Apple and Google have released critical updates addressing zero-day vulnerabilities that have been actively exploited. Delaying these updates can leave systems vulnerable to attacks that may compromise sensitive data. Next, consider adopting a layered security approach. This includes utilizing firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and endpoint protection solutions that can help prevent unauthorized access. Regularly review and enhance these security measures based on the latest threat intelligence, particularly focusing on vulnerabilities like those found in .NET applications and widely used software such as WinRAR. Additionally, training employees on cybersecurity awareness is crucial. Phishing attacks, including sophisticated ones like the recent ConsentFix campaign, rely on human error. Regular training sessions can equip staff with the knowledge to recognize and report suspicious activities, reducing the likelihood of successful breaches. Organizations should also evaluate their incident response plans. Conducting tabletop exercises can help teams practice their response to potential breaches, ensuring they are prepared to act swiftly and effectively. Furthermore, consider engaging in regular security assessments and penetration testing to identify and remediate vulnerabilities before they can be exploited. Finally, leveraging threat intelligence platforms can provide valuable insights into emerging threats and vulnerabilities. By staying informed about the latest exploits, such as the SOAPWN vulnerability affecting .NET applications, organizations can better anticipate and mitigate risks. By implementing these strategies, both individuals and organizations can bolster their defenses against the ever-evolving landscape of cyber threats. Remember, in cybersecurity, vigilance is key, and taking proactive steps today can prevent significant issues tomorrow. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.